In this video, I will be explaining how the Greek noun system works. In English, we typically use word order to determine which noun is the object and which noun is the subject. For example, Keith kicks Sam. Keith here is the subject and Sam here is the object. Keith, being extremely violent, kicks Sam. However, if we talk about Sam kicks Keith, it has the same number of words, but the meaning has changed entirely. Sam now becomes the subject and Keith becomes the object. Here, Keith is the one being kicked by Sam. Hence, in English, we use the word order to convey which noun is the object and which noun is the subject. Greek, however, uses the case system to do that. Greek has four basic cases: the nominative, the genitive, the dative, and the accusative. The easiest ones to remember are the nominative and the accusative. The nominative is the subject and the accusative is the object. So just now when we talked about Keith kicks Sam, Keith is the subject and Sam is the object. Then next to the genitive and the dative. For the genitive is talking about the possessor. For example, the power of God. So God is the possessor, hence God will be the noun in the genitive case. For dative, it represents the indirect object. For example, in the sentence, Keith kicks ball to Sam, ball now here becomes the object and Sam now becomes the indirect object. Alright, so Keith kicks the ball to Sam. So how do we differentiate between these four cases, then you might ask? Well, Greek uses different suffixes for different cases, so we can distinguish between them. Different endings of the word will allow us to differentiate which case it is. I will now say the words for man in different cases, and you can hear that the endings for each one is different. Let me show you. Anthropos, anthropou, anthropo, and anthropon. Anthropos is in the nominative case, which is the object, meaning a man. Anthropou is the genitive case, which is the possessor, meaning of a man. Anthropo is the dative case, which is the indirect object, meaning to a man. And anthropon is the accusative case, which is the subject, meaning a man. So you can hear that these four words sound similar but has different endings, and that is how Greek cases work. Another thing to mention about Greek nouns is that they are differentiated by gender. In English we have that as well, but it is much more straightforward. It follows more with the natural gender. So man is masculine and woman is feminine, and anything that is apart from that is usually neuter. So when we refer to them, we use he, she, and it to differentiate between the gender. Greek does that as well with living beings, but generally there is no particular reason why some nouns are of a particular gender. For example, death is masculine, sin is feminine, and child is neuter. Why is that? God knows. So up to now we have learned that Greek nouns are differentiated by case, which is nominative, genitive, dative, and accusative, and by gender, which is male, female, and neuter. They can also be differentiated by number as well, and by number we mean singular or plural. So it is like in English where we add an S at the end of the word, it becomes a plural. For example, boy becomes boys when you add an S, so a singular noun becomes a plural noun. And similarly in Greek, you can differentiate whether it's a singular or plural when you look at endings of the noun. So if this is still not confusing enough for you, please attend the Greek 1 course offered by Alpha Cruises College. Or you can Learn to Read New Testament Greek by David Allen Black. Thank you very much for listening, and please click on the link to subscribe below.